Hi there, welcome to Michael on the Go, and I am your host, Michael Giannotti. Building brand and audience as part of the new evangelization. Video 1, know your audience. So, the impetus for this video series that I'm doing really goes to something that I experienced professionally at work just the other day, where I had some folks pinging me from our corporate office after I had released some statistics about work I'm doing on a site as a part of our organization, and they were seeing the traffic and success we were having and wondering how could they also have that. And, and I thought about it, and I thought the same lessons apply when we talk about the new evangelization and leveraging social media. As Catholics getting out there, it's important that we are not absent from the conversation in social media.
Drive
for too long,
24 miles on I-95.
we have been basically absent. We haven't been a part of the conversation. And when you're not a part of the conversation, you become the subject of and oftentimes the victim of the conversation. So it's time we turn that around. So first of all, know your audience. If you want to get started leveraging social media as part of the new evangelization, which I think rocks, first thing you need to do, it's basic marketing 101. Know who your audience is. You need to know who you're targeting. For example, are we going to target young people? Are we targeting the education crowd? Am I targeting the scholastic academic crowd? Are we targeting the religious? Who is our target audience? Now, it doesn't mean that we have to limit it to a specific audience. We in fact may have multiple audiences as a part of our social media, but it's important though that we know who our audience or audiences are, so that we can set up and begin to come up with a social media strategy that is appropriate for that audience or audiences. Now, if you don't have a clear idea of your audience and the kind of things that they're tuning into and what's resonating online with them, spend some time going to other sites. Go on, start perusing social media. You can go to Facebook, you can go to Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, check out the blogs and more, Google Hangouts. There's so many areas, and you should be checking all of them out and just start doing searches and looking for those organizations. And I wouldn't limit it, if we're doing new evangelization, just to Catholic. Check out also other denominations. Check out those who are actively against the faith and see what they're doing that actually is resonating with folks, especially amongst your target demographic. If you do that, you spend some time, you can start to see what people respond to, how they respond. You can see where there's efforts that seem to be just, saying blah, 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 and nobody seems to care, or where it's resonating and it's kicking off conversations. Some great examples, things I encourage you to go out as you want to know your audience. Number one, I'd encourage you, check out Father Robert Barron, the Word on Fire org. They're doing great work out there across a number of different channels with different formats. And you'll see the type of ways that they're engaging and getting people to engage in conversations around the faith. Number two, if you're looking at the youth, and what could be more important with the new evangelization than engaging with the youth in social media? Check out what they're doing with the Steubenville conferences. They have been, John Boyu and his group out at Franciscan University doing the Steubenville conferences. They are on fire, coming up with great channels and resources for the youth. Also focus, targeting and working with college students. There are all kinds, Matthew West and his work with more of the academics. You can see Jason Everett. There's a whole range of groups to go out and start seeing what they're doing, what's resonating, the types of media and their approach. And so that can help you develop your own approach to your audience. Again, it's around getting to know your audience and getting to know how they're responding in social media. Then take it one step further. You need to get to know your audience face to face. In my professional work, I do a lot around social media in the technology field. And I do a lot of that virtually because, you know what, I got a job that's very demanding and doesn't allow me to go and travel a lot. Today I am traveling, but it's an internal meeting. But what I have found is that by getting involved at least locally with face-to-face interactions, it really helps me to keep my pulse on what's resonating with the folks that I want to reach and get out there to, right? So I go to a user group meeting, but like when I lived down south in Raleigh, I participated. My wife and I were both part of our churches, and big shout out to Liz Sams, booyah! Probably one of the rockingest youth groups ever seen. You know, 200 kids in her junior high group, 200 plus in her high school group. And what we did is we volunteered with that group so that we worked with the peer ministers, the older kids, so we were getting to see, you know, and hear what are they struggling with, what's going on. Keep your hand on the pulse of that target audience. So get involved with the local group. My wife's involved now with Walking with Purpose, and so she's hearing what's top of mind with women and people, you know, in her particular demographic. I'm involved now with a group had a brain cramp there for saying, but Mark Griswold, our youth minister out here, he's doing this whole thing around this the Abbey Faith and Music Festival that's going to be happening. So I'm getting involved in that. I'm getting now to start doing some interviews with the kids and talk to them, and it's great because it gives you hands-on with your audience. So that's what I want to encourage you. Spend some time virtually perusing the sites. Get out there, go be a stalker, right? See what's top of mind with your target audience and see what they're resonating with online, and also spend some time face-to-face. Get out there to conferences, to groups, to organizations that are representative of the demographic or demographics that you want to reach, so you get to know them. And based on that, then start to target your messaging towards them. That's going to help you to get a handle on what resonates, how you can best reach them, and to start to craft your audience. So just some food for thought to kind of prime the pump. In our next video, in our Michael on the Go Building Brand in Your Audience series for the new evangelization, we're going to talk about engaging on multiple fronts in social media. Until then, this is Michael on the Go, Catholic Family Man Edition, saying know your audience so you can focus, get to know them online and in person, and you'll be better off for it. With that, take care, have a great day, God bless, and as always, ciao.